If you're not gonna make a move, then allow me.
So a few people who have seen my streams have asked some questions about what I do with Gohan, and I intend to answer all of those questions and a little more right here. If you don't understand the terms that I'll be using in this video, move to my previous video that I made about notation. The link to that will be in the video description. Now, onto Gohan's moveset. These are a big part of what makes or breaks a character, and I can comfortably say that Gohan gets normals done right. Starting with his 5L, an extremely fast-hitting low attack, this move can open up anyone who isn't at least a bit prepared in an instant. The second hit of the move is admittedly not great, but it does allow you to confirm off both hits of the light attack just a little better. Gohan's 2L is a fast-hitting punch that's main uses to hit confirm and to stagger block strings, where a common tactic I use is just a 5L into 2L and just run up and do it again if the opponent doesn't call me out on block reset and doesn't counterattack. I mainly do it like this. This group of attacks isn't very useful. The only time that I use them is if I accidentally press the light button too much and end up having the 5LL come out. However, these moves can be okay, well at least the 5LL would for block strings. I prefer using the 2L though, as it's more ambiguous in what move Gohan will do next in the block string, and it has more block stun. As for the 5LL, I just do a basic B&B if I hit it, and if the opponent blocks it, you're in very big trouble, unless you have an assist or a vanish. And for our last light attack, the jumping light. This move is very good. Extremely fast startup, good vertical and horizontal range, and being able to chain into the rest of his air normals, coming together for a pretty nice attack. Other than that though, it just has the properties of a normal single hit light attack, able to be used in block string starters and the like. Just a universal overhead like everyone else's. This move is very good to say the least. It's one of the fastest standing mediums around and has great range to boot, like this. It's great for initiating pressure due to its range, and I personally use it quite a bit in stagger block strings. Yet another sliding motion in a down medium. This follows most of the aspects of 5M, except it has even better range, makes your hurt box smaller, and is incredibly useful after a successful reflect to punish your opponent pressing buttons. It's also used to instigate some leg loop combos, which I'll talk about a bit later. This attack is a pretty standard air medium. Not much special about it, except that I use it before landing, as the jumping heavy sometimes hits the opponent, gets rid of their sliding knockdown, so by now I'm used to using it a lot. And for medium auto combo, yeah, maybe just don't do it. Now this is a heavy, relatively fast, great range, and an amazing combo starter. However, its use in block strings was greatly reduced about a year ago. Still great for catching people at the start of a round, akin to Nappa or Piccolo's 5H. Two H's in this game vary from characters to characters. Some are pretty bad, for example Krillin's and 17's, and other 2H's are pretty good, but nothing special, for example Super Saiyan Goku. But Adult Gohan, he has kind of the best 2H in the game, pressure-wise. This move is relatively good for anti-airing, with serviceable horizontal range and good vertical range. But the real value of this move comes from one fact: the Gohan jumps. Yes, because he goes 1 millimeter into the air is this move's reason for being great. Because of this, you can cancel his 2H into any version of Gohan's aerial kicks on block, keeping the opponent at bay. And if you either use an assist to extend the block string, or use the heavy version that costs him a bar, you get 3 mix-ups. There is one problem though. If you're stuck doing M or L kicks without assists, the enemy is free to attack you. So what I kind of do to circumvent this issue is backdashing right as I hit the ground, just kind of press that before. This usually leaves me safe from the opponent's jabs, unless they're Vegeta, in which they catch me every time. I like this move. It's an anti-air, used in many advanced combos and standard combos too, and is just all around reliable. One drawback is that this move is a heavy, so it can't really go into any other ground moves after it. You have to jump cancel. Now this here is one weird move. It isn't easy to hit when performing combo inputs manually, yet because of that, it allows for Gohan to get his signature leg loop combo. Other than the fact that you have to auto combo when using this move in combos, it's standard enough. This move is pretty standard, just useful to use in most combos, as there are a few other moves on here. The use of this attack is almost entirely for beginning of round neutral or corner combos. Possibly the only other time is if you can't get in and the enemy doesn't suspect you of using this move. Now this move is just 5S but with decreased purpose, usually just being used for combos and nothing else. The better version of 2S, going at a better range due to being airborne and similar to Vegeta's Air S attacks in that it can catch people coming in. Extremely good. I mainly use this for getting a level 1 or a level 3 earlier after a knockdown or a high-low mix-up, but it can be even used for cross-up lows, dragon rushes, and the like. So now we'll be getting into the command moves. I'll start with the 2, 3, 6 series of moves. So, this series of moves are reversals, more commonly referred to as DPs, Dragon Punches, which means they're invincible on startup. So, basically, if the enemy's getting you in a block string, you want to press this if they're kind of being vulnerable in the middle of it. But however, if they expect you doing that and block it, that means you're very vulnerable to getting punished when you land on the ground. L is an instant move. I mainly use it after 3H and some sparking combos, but often this move is a bit too instant, making it a bit weird to buffer. 236M is my DP of choice, having an uppercut before the second attack. This is very useful for confirming my hit and buffering it as well. 236H is mainly just the M version, but it costs a bar and does a bit more damage. It could possibly catch somebody better than the M version because it goes further and faster, but I recommend just to use the M version. For the 214X and jumping 214X, I won't even talk about these until the potential unleash section of the video, but just use the L version if you want to use a level 1 after a vanish in a combo, or after a jumping special in the corner. These are the same moves in the air. This 236S is a beam that makes up for lots of Gohan's shortcomings, going full screen and overwriting small projectiles. One bad thing is that you can't vanish before you've hit the opponent in any form, blocking or hit. For the jumping 236 series of moves, as discussed in the 2H section, these are very useful for extending pressure. These moves are also okay in neutral, but only for a bit till the opponent notices what you're doing. The L version of the kicks is used in leg loop combos, I'll do that later, and in neutral to ward off people, like that. The medium version is used in block strings after a 2H and a scarce few aerial combos. Now the 236H version. So this can be used for neutral if you have bars to spare, so press forward during the move to get a good burst of acceleration. This can also be used to extend block strings by a while, allowing for assist to come back in the time it takes to finish the move. This also puts you in a good position if the enemy's blocking, to either do an overhead, like this, a low, boom, or a Dragon Rush, like this. In the chance that you do hit this move in neutral, the scaling allows for some really good damage. Now we'll be getting on to Gohan's super moves with his level 1. So this is quite possibly the most unique level 1 in the game, giving Gohan a level 1 transformation, as it shows on the left. So this can go all the way up to level 7, and I'll be devoting an entire section of this video to the changes made when you level up. The base effects of the super, however, is an explosion around you that can be used for great wake up pressure. Try and observe which way the enemy takes after the level 1, just continue the pressure on them with a jumping medium to a light, to another light, to a heavy. Now his level 3 is very similar to other beam supers like Vegeto's and Cell's, in that it's not cinematic, which means it can hit assist 2 in the middle of combos, but the only other change is if Gotenks is on your team. That means the super is smaller, and if Super Saiyan Goku is on your team, the beam will be bigger than normal. It doesn't do any more or less damage though. Now we're going back to the level 1 super. The entire reason this super is so cool is the amount of new effects it gives you. On to the changes. And just by the way, level 1 is all of these changes out of 7 levels. And level 2 to 6 increases damage very slightly for each level progressed. First, the 5LLL auto combo. So instead of just the 5L to the machine gun punch, to the launcher, a bunch of common normals are used to the launcher. This is a great use of a block string tool. Just keep pressing L until you see the 2L and hold 3L like that, and press 2M into 2H, then into the jumping 236 of your choosing, and the enemy's fate is yours to decide. Now, you might have noticed the move just then that I haven't explained. This is 3L, a long-lasting barrage of punches that's main purpose is the aforementioned reason. Not many uses other than that though. Just a little tiny change is the jumping 236 moves. This attack gets a hit number increase. This opens the road to some different combos and a slightly tighter neutral. So before, I didn't talk much about 214 moves, but here I am definitely going to. So this changes from a little jump towards the opponent to a teleport, appearing directly above the opponent and giving a sliding knockdown. So I mainly use this move for variety in block strings, using it straight after the first hit of 5L for an instant mix up. Thank you, hit boy. And I also use this after vanishes, being able to get a sliding knockdown anywhere on screen and for some cool corner combos. However, this move does have another purpose, beating beams. The medium and the heavy versions can also teleport behind someone when they're using a beam or an equivalent move, giving you a sliding knockdown. Don't use the light version however, as it does go in front of them and then you get hit by the beam. This power is extremely rare to get, requiring 7 bars to be put into Gohan. It's however immensely rewarding, giving access to the reverse beat mechanic, getting rid of the light, medium, heavy, special structure of moves available during combos in this game, and also block strings. Basically you can do any move you want, at any time. You can't do a move twice however. In the occasion that I do get it, with block strings, let's put him on blocking, guard all. I usually start into a 5H, go into the 2 medium attacks, then continue by continuously pressing L, into 3L, like that, into a 2H, into legs, then assist. And then restart when desired, and put in some good other mix-ups when you want. And for combos, the only thing I do different from the norm, put it back, is after hitting the opponent in the air, with a 5M or a 3H, and jumping medium, I do a jumping heavy to 2 lights, like this. Heavy, 2 lights. Into the down heavy launcher, here. I know there are incredible combos out there with level 7, this video is more for the practical side of things. As I've gone through all of Gohan's moves to my knowledge, I like to show when to actually use them in the neutral game. When full screen, a beam into vanish is a great option, along with using assists, like this. Spacing with key blast and trying to confirm a hit works too, like that. When mid-screen, use a 2M or an instant air dash aerial to force the enemy to block, like that. A 5S works too, I guess. Now when in close range, you basically have every normal available to you, but if I had to choose, I'd go with the 5L, as it's very good at catching opponents off guard and starting block strings. Here, I'll perform several combos with notation at the bottom and the level that Gohan's at the time. The combos are designed to be used in actual matches, and so I'll not be showing one if I can't get in an actual match, or if I can't get in training mode at least 3 times in a row. You'll also recognize one combo from my previous video about notation. Enjoy! If I've missed anything that would be helpful in learning Gohan's moveset or his combos in Dragon Ball FighterZ, please let me know, and if you need direct help with anything, you can join my Discord in the server in the description, and I'll be happy to help. I'll throw up my stream name quickly so you can check me out on Twitch, and thank you very much for watching. Oh, by the way, did you notice the end was the exact same as the notation video?